You know, chiropractors in general, especially I think in California, are definitely struggling a little bit. Insurance changes, there's a lot more pressure and there's a lot more competition out there. And the more service that you can provide for your patients, the better. And so when we brought the TurboSonic unit into our practice, I literally saw an amazing increase, mostly from my existing patients at first. So my existing patients, they're on a maintenance program. Often they're coming in once a week, once a month, and then we'll introduce them to the TurboSonic, and they immediately love it, and they're going to go on the 21-session initial program, and then I put them on what I call the club program, where they go on a monthly program after that. So I think literally 50% increase in office visits just from the established patients.
TurboSonic has changed my practice by adding an entirely new dimension, a new element to what I have to offer. I hadn't previously had any way of allowing patients to actually exercise on premises, and now we've added that new element.
How has the TurboSonic changed my practice? Well, the benefits to the patient have translated into increased referrals. Those patients that are using the TurboSonic are telling other people to come in and try the TurboSonic. So the referral rate has increased. The people that are coming in to use the TurboSonic are coming in on a fairly regular basis, 2-3 times a week, let's say. And if they were patients, say, getting chiropractic care maybe once every 2 or 3 or 4 weeks that were coming in infrequently, let's say, now are back on a schedule that gets them coming into the office more regularly. So not only is it increasing the practice in that sense, that they're coming into the office more, but they're also getting more of a benefit from more regular chiropractic care.
I think the benefits of having it in an office, especially a chiropractic office, is one, you're helping patients with something that doesn't take any extra staff to run. People love it. You can make some money with it, but at the same time, you're not just making money, but you're helping people. You're helping people from a chiropractic standpoint. You're helping them hold an adjustment longer. That's been our experience.
One of the highlights of the TurboSonic is how inexpensive it is. I think it costs around $300 a month to lease it. And I know for a fact that it doesn't take one day for us to pay that. In the increase in practice and the increase of new patients, it pays for itself in less than one day, most likely. You know, as far as from a business point of view, it's a no-brainer. It's one of those things that $300 a month has been a no-brainer.
Managing the monthly lease payments has been the easiest thing in the world because the lease payment's about $300 a month, and TurboSonic has brought in $2,000 to $3,000 a month in revenue.
We sell packages. People have no problem paying for the packages because they save money, and you know, we probably paid for our unit in about 6 months. Not really pushing it. It's just sort of an enjoyable thing.
TurboSonic has affected the cash flow in my practice by adding a new revenue stream of $2,000 to $3,000 a month.
A specific example of how it has resulted in increased cash flow into the office, well, in I believe it was August 2006 that I got the machine, and within 3 months, I would say within the first 3 months, there was enough increase in cash flow into the office that resulted in the actual to cover the cost of the machine, not just the monthly lease payment. So that would be about $15,000 in those first 3 months was the increase in the cash flow, and it's been ongoing since.
I use the TurboSonic machine for every patient before an adjustment. It helps to increase circulation and relax the body. The adjustment is much better and it lasts a lot longer.
Well, since Since there are such a wide variety of benefits available with the TurboSonic, virtually every patient has one or more reasons why the TurboSonic is good for them. So I recommend TurboSonic virtually across the board to almost all my patients.
So the way that I was introduced to the TurboSonic was through a friend who recommended me to Dr. Swilling over in Orange County, and he was working in a cancer clinic, and he explained to us how he used the TurboSonic for detoxification of patients and for getting nutrients into the cells and increasing the permeability in the cell membranes and so forth. So we got interested in that because we know that there's a lot of toxicity in people today, and it's important to get that out. And it's important from a standpoint of eliminating toxicities so that people can hold their adjustments better, so they can be healthier, and just eliminate some of the garbage that we're subject to day in and day out. One of the main benefits of getting toxicities out is the fact that those things clog up the system. When there's toxicities in the system, cells don't work the way they're supposed to. You get bad messages going to the brain. It creates an unhealthy environment that the longer it's there, the more that starts to build up, just like a stagnant pond. And so from a standpoint of creating purity in the body, you have to get rid of the toxicities and then start adding things in that create a sufficiency situation and a purity situation. So the TurboSonic, by way of, from my understanding, of the way that it activates the cell membranes and moves fluids through is an ideal method to do that, and it's also really quick.
The TurboSonic has increased more awareness of patients who would bring their family and friends in. So yeah, there are some more people who are coming off the streets to try the TurboSonic.
The TurboSonic is rather amazing. Patients go home and they tell their friends and they tell their relatives, and so we've had dozens of new clients come into the clinic simply to use the TurboSonic.
I mean, the best practice building is getting new patients from your established patients. And when your established patients have an easy time referring people to you because of it's easy for them to explain what you're doing, and it's not controversial really. I mean, it's a matter of 10 minutes on this offers them a 60-minute workout, but it's so much more than just that. You know, it's about stimulating blood flow. It's about blood flow to and from the heart. It's about lymphatic drainage. When you have all of that, and it's easy for the patients to understand that, they can easily explain that to their friends and relatives, who then can't wait to come into the office. The only problem I have is when I don't have enough TurboSonics in my office at the peak hours, and then also there's not enough of them all around the city and all around the state. So I'm always asked, you know, where is there another TurboSonic that they can go to because their friend and relative can't make it to my office. So we're always, you know, we're trying to develop some type of a list of the few places at this point that have the TurboSonic.
The TurboSonic has brought in many new clients, and I have now established some of those new clients as brand new patients, because once they're in the clinic, they get to see the other services that we have to offer.
Taking patients who we haven't seen in a while, what I did was I have everyone's email address from my practice, as well as we sent out letters. And part of that is we sent out a coupon, a gift certificate for our first session free on the TurboSonic. And that has been well utilized. It's a very easy transition of people we haven't seen in a while. A lot of them are coming in just to experience what this new thing is.
The TurboSonic machine has helped us to increase our patient flow and increase our old patients who have not come in for a long time, or patients who've come in once every 6 months. They now come in more to use a TurboSonic machine because they see the big benefits before an adjustment, how they feel after the adjustment using the TurboSonic machine.